Adventure to Lemuria!
Everybody panic!
Welcome, wizard, to Sky City.
It is a beacon of order.
That did not go as I expected.
Wow. So, okay, we got our first look at Lemuria here. Okay, so as we can already see from this first scene, this is Stallion Quartermain, and he's probably going to be one of the first, like people to introduce you to the world. And this is the locked door in the Arcanum. So they've been giving up the paper pulps throughout like this whole month, so you can craft the whatever. And as you can see from this one, this looks very much like Celestia Floating Lands, which I'm not a big fan of because they're just gonna reuse that. I mean, it looks pretty bad, to be honest. I don't really like this. I don't really like the way Celestial looks because it looks really old. I think they could have retextured it and see. And then this is the next scene. It looks very much like the Floating Lands. It looks like they just reused the waterfall in it. The trees are reused. Everything's reused except for the main stuff, like this shrine right here. And then it's interesting that there's bears. And as you can see in this one, this is our first look at the lemurs. And not sure what's going on here, but if I go a little bit forward, there's a volcano, so probably part of the storyline. The world door is probably on this beach somewhere behind the camera of the first few scenes. So this is probably what's going to introduce us to the world. And then from this scene, this is our first look at a jungle of some sorts. Just a river, deep jungle. There's no light at all. And then this is a canyon looking area, kind of like some parts of Mirage, but a little bit more vegetation, and a broken down fortress and another house in there. Some part we're all gonna learn about this in the story. Then here's one of the enemies, a T-Rex, in a similar looking sort of place as the last few scenes, but looks very similar to Mirage. It looks like they're reusing a lot of textures for some reason. I'm not a big fan of that, but that's what they're known for, I guess. Another part of the deep jungle, you can see these other mobs look like lions mixed with something else of some sort. Little tower right here, something. Can't really get too much of this. Is that a Crocotopia pillar? Is that a Dragonspire tower? Not sure. Maybe parts of other worlds in it, I guess. And these been playing throughout, but this gives off Maya Aztec temple vibes. The big tower in the middle. It's not really a temple. It's just like a tower. There's probably going to be a temple somewhere. They probably didn't show everything in this scene. There's probably going to be a bigger area that they haven't shown. But going on to the next one, looks like that's part of somewhat of the storyline, maybe. Not sure what creature that is. Maybe an ostrich? Not sure. But okay. I'm pretty sure this is one of the new spells. This is most likely the storm spell. So there's two other ones that they show, death and life, I think. So I think all the new spells are going to be based on Old Cobb. So this one's storm, right? Lightning. It had a little bit of purple in it, right? Right there. It looks very much like the storm one.
Welcome.
And then next scene, or next part of the world, it looks very much like the Lemuria house, whatever bundle that they released. And
Wizard to Sky City.
they call it Sky City. It's probably where all the very rich people, all the lemurs live.
Beacon of order.
Next scene, he's taking out a sword of some sorts, like a sword of kings, you know how it's in the rock. Okay, so taking a look at this again, this is most likely the balance spell. And yeah, he's in a desert sandstorm, and yeah, like these are like 1 second clips, so it's pretty hard to tell, but this is most likely the balance spell, because I'm guessing all the spells are going to be based off of Old Cobb. We already saw the storm one, we already saw death, and the next one after this, I know for sure is life, but not sure what the other one is, which I'm going to talk about right after this. And then next scene, they are playing chess, and he's wearing white robes for some reason. So as you can see a better look, there's a rook, pawn, knight, maybe the queen, not sure, on this side. Okay, so going back again, like I did with the balance spell, this is probably the myth spell. I don't see this being the fire or ice, since what we already saw, storm, death, balance, and life is after this. So out of the three schools, fire, ice, and myth, myth is the most likely school to fit in with this. You know, white, the gold, very matching to the myth school colors. But yeah, this is probably the myth spell. Next scene looks very similar to the Conda Desert in Chrysalis. These these wooden pillars, and like goes into a camp area, but you can see more lemurs. But it does look different, but it looks very similar to Conda Desert.
That did not go as I expected.
Next scene, you're underground somewhere. Not sure what this could be. It could be really anything. A tomb. A lot of options. The next one, this looks like the death spell. Of course, the death symbol's on it. He's looks really old, you know. He got some gray hairs. And the thing that gives it away that it's a spell, you can see the player right behind it. So obviously it's going to be the death spell, but we're not sure what the spells are going to do, what pips, anything of that nature. This lemur's just dancing for some reason. Next spell, this is probably the life one. You know, big boy Tarzan. He's swinging across the vines. And then next, the laboratory. I haven't done the Lemuria quest, pre-quest, so I'm not sure. But this is like, you know, if you've seen the whatever video about the Hero 101, this is basically that. But theme to the old one. You can see the symbol up there. This is the laboratory. Here's some mobs, not really that important. Probably another area above the laboratory or something. These look like surveillance cameras. Okay, this is another one. He has a big weapon. Okay. There's a There was a frost symbol on that. So again, going back to this is probably the ice spell. And, you know, it has the frost symbols on it. Or it could be part of the story. I don't know how they would put this background in the battle sigil, but I guess they could do it. You know, like they've done all the backgrounds before, but this is like in an actual room. So I'm not sure if this is a spell or part of the storyline, but that's basically the end. The only spell that I don't think we saw was fire. There was no fire teaser at all. So it's most likely going to be an old Cobb spell, but they just didn't show that one for some reason. So yeah, that's basically all of it. They showed us most of the spells, you know, death, balance, storm, life, myth, maybe. That could be the myth spell. Ice, maybe. But yeah, they for sure showed us at least 4 spells, but the other 2 could be just part of the storyline. Myth 1 looked more like a spell than the ice one. If you guys enjoyed this, subscribe, liked, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.